going to go ahead and get these fans wired up, soldered up, so that I can go rip this thing. So I got a new set of fans put on this, and we just got to cut off this end. Because we're going to hardwire it. This one I got to do the same thing too. We're just soldering all the fans together, and then we'll solder it to the power source. And I need some butane. So let me get a lighter, I guess. Alright, we'll see if these fans come on. I don't have the controller with me. Fans work. Does that not slide back farther? Oh, they are. They gotta go back one. That's really close to the rear control arm. And we'll pop those down. We'll adjust the battery size. So right about there. Pretty much flush with the back of the chassis. And this antenna is always in the way. And the wires get pinched. And I gotta zip tie these fans in. There we go. Now it's all ready to rip. Now we'll go get the controller. We'll take it to the skate park and we'll go rip it and see how many issues we have, if any. This overall has been a pretty good RC when it comes to runtime and all that stuff. Usually doesn't break, but I always bring an X-Max just in case. But hopefully we don't run into that issue. But let's get over to the BMX park. Let's get the controller, test it, and make sure everything with this RC is okay. We'll be back. Alright, welcome back. So we are at the park towards the evening. Just going to give this thing a little rip. Just to make sure after this rebuild that everything is working okay. I think the steering needs some more adjustment or some tuning. And the reason I say that is because one direction is sticking again. I don't know if it's this Savox receiver. I think what it needs is an external BEC. It might not even be at 7.4. but I gotta hook it up to Castle Link to figure all that out. I should just go ahead and put the mobile link in it. Let's see. Steering. So it turns really good right, but it does not turn very well left. Turns okay, but not very good.
Hi.
What the heck is going on? That is really strange. This thing is just so fast. I have it reverse geared, which is a taller pinion than the spur. So it's just insanely fast. Wait for this dog to get out of here. Another one that just came to let their dog piss and shit. A lot of people coming out of the pool right now. I got the brakes way up. I think to front flip this thing is what I was doing when I ended up crashing this thing, was learning front flips with it. I should put a speedometer on this thing again, because I'm barely touching half trigger to quarter, or quarter to half trigger. See, that was just past half trigger, and it's just insanely out of control. I think I really have to gear this thing down. I put a lot of wheel speed in this thing for a lot of air control, because I was doing a lot of big air jumps, and setting it up more for a ground ripper with the tall gearing, with low jumps, just because I've learned that if you bash these things hard, you will destroy the RC. The plastics just they won't hold up. I mean, they hold up for a while. You got to remember, I got 4 years out of this thing, and I beat the heck out of it. So take it with a grain of salt, that if you're going to treat it like that, then be prepared to replace it, not rebuild it. I still got the center diff that slips a little bit. Front and rear diffs are pretty tight. Literally a quarter trigger just to keep it up. I could pretty much, there's not enough room at this park to even run this thing. There's not enough room. I just want to make sure the pinion doesn't come undone. Make sure that the grub screws hold up. I'll check everything after I'm done. Just want to make sure that the RC is functioning properly before I just go out and beat up on it. Since I changed the whole chassis. Found a lot of damage to this RC. I'm about $750, $800 into repairing this RC. And for $1,000 I could have replaced it and used everything on this as parts. Now everything that's on it that's bad, normally what go bad in the other RCs or the ready to runs. Does a little dog walking deal. I have the brakes real sensitive. See, when I tap the brakes, the rear comes up. Shocks in the front, I think, need to come up a little bit. I should do dampening on these shocks. I do have the M2C valving and shock shafts. I put them on the front or the rear of the Creighton, and I snapped one of the shock shafts. So from there I've been running the stock shock shafts because, oh God, that's what I mean. They just out of the blue just start show up without you. See, I could have really hurt that girl. I did not see her just run into the middle of the park for no reason. Like, I'm away. The kids just want to be near the RC car. The problem is they don't realize that this is 25 pounds of RC that if it hits your legs, it's gonna kill you. You know, it's gonna break something. That scared me. That caught me off guard. Luckily, I'm not just going full rip. I'm trying to be aware of my surroundings. But that caught me off guard. I don't know if she was just chasing that leaf. I'm gonna go ahead and check the pinion, because what I don't want to happen is me lose the brakes when I'm ripping across and somebody like that runs out in front of me. When you have your pinions off and all this stuff off, that's what scares me about the bigger RCs and all these people that are around, is that if you hit somebody, you're gonna hurt them. So just be mindful of that. But especially when you're, that's why I'm out testing it here, because to just go rip on the BMX track, and I had this open, but I had that that challenge guy just like walk up to my trunk, and I don't know if he didn't realize that I was the owner of this car, but he said sorry and then kind of walked away like he was trying to take something. I don't know if he's mentally challenged, is the way it seemed to me. So what I'm gonna do is stick this in here and just give it a pry, see if it'll pop off. It won't. Motor's not even warm. All the fans are still working. Just trying to check everything over. See that arm on the inner. Oh, this one's about the same. Sway bars are all hooked up. Probably stick another zip tie on this heat sink. I only got one wrapped around it right now. I should put two as a backup. Game changer regulator, running all the fans. Let's wear down these packs. This thing will eat some battery packs. Remember, we put the new body and new tethers on this RC. I am on the Spectrum Rugged. See, it's drifting right. And every time I get it going straight, when I turn that way, the steering just doesn't hold memory. I probably have the pivot balls a little too tight. That was just past half trigger. EXB is one of the Outcast, you guys know, definitely is one of my favorites. Because you really have to drive the RC. These short wheelbases like the X-Max, that kind of stuff, I love them. It's my favorite type of truck, is a stunt truck. Monster truck. And that's exactly what Arrma did with this. Now the 4S is definitely more controllable. Thank you. About 60 miles an hour. A little bit. Yeah, this one's very expensive. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, they're about, yep, they're about $1,000. Yep. All right, you take it easy. Got a crowd of people now. That's the thing with these bigger RCs, a lot of people will stop and watch them. little bit of cogging going on. This car had his reverse lights on. You can hear it chassis slapped a little bit, but the Outcast always flies nice. Got a brake to get it to rotate. The steering is already, I think, overheating because I got very little steering left. Either the pivot balls are getting tight or the servo's just overheating. I didn't go through the steering like I probably should have.
Huh? That's crazy.
Yep, a little bit.
I know this is a bit fast, but that's not big.
What's that?
I said it's very big.
Yes, it's a fit.
It looks like it was very fast.
Yes.
And then that's what I feel really about.
Yep. Yes, it does.
This is like a perfect run.
What's that?
Are you a professional?
I'm not a professional, it's just my hobby, but I have a YouTube channel that I show people how to repair them, how to fix them, how to run them.
That's cool.
Yep, monster truck.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's my name, Earl Moorhead.
I have to look it up.
Yep. All right, you take it easy. All right. Battery's got to be pretty low. Reverse must be all the way up too. Because I have this thing set up for tricks. You can hear the gear mesh slapping around. Yes, it is.
My dad said this is puppy now.
What's that? Oh, that's good. A little hot to be out at the skate park. Yeah, it's a little big. They're 5th scales. How old are you? 12. Yeah, these are for about 16-year-olds. You what?
I have an RC car too, kind of like that, but smaller.
Uh-huh.
But it kind of broke on it. I mean, my brother did not know how to handle them.
Yeah.
They just run into each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's how the brakes and the suspensions are all broken. The motor's not working.
Yep.
We patched some walls because it's inflated.
Would you get it for Christmas or something?
Yeah. It's like $50 or $40 just to repair it.
Yep.
It's an RC hobby car.
Yep. That's good. Well, at least you can repair it.
Yeah, that's good. But my parents don't want to do that. It's expensive. So
Yeah.
for both of them, like $100.
Yes.
What are many of them?
Oh, yeah. It's used, but it's not too old. The RC is 4 years old. All right, you have a good one. All right, you too. Well, there you go, guys. Successful first rip. I'm gonna look it over, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it out at the BMX track. I just wanted to rip it here so I had time to stop or run into something rather than take it up there and lose control of it. Because right about now everybody's getting ready to start hitting the BMX track because it's starting to cool off. It's towards the evening on the weekend. Grab some thumbnails of this thing. But at least it's back up and running, so I can rip it now, which is awesome. But like I said, I'm almost $800 into repairing this thing, when I think $899 I could have replaced it. And then ended up with another factory motor in ESC, and then just take the electronics out of this and put it in that. Definitely would have been faster, probably would have been cheaper. But just showing you guys, sometimes this is what it takes to keep your hobby grade RC going. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys at the BMX track. I'll probably bring the 4S and this one out, and I still have the X-Max to repair, so stay tuned for that. We got to see what's wrong with the X-Max. But there we go. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.